there, my name is Adwoa. Thanks so much for joining me for today's topic. So I've discussed giving feedback in lots of videos, how to give feedback to your boss, how to give feedback to peers, specific ways to give feedback. But today I want to talk about when not to give feedback, because that is equally as important to making sure that when you do share feedback, it lands with the intended purpose. So we're going to talk about a few different things that you should really keep in mind before you give feedback. And if any of these situations comes up at a time when you want to give feedback, don't. So let's talk about purpose. If your purpose for the feedback is to place blame, don't give the feedback. Because if it's not solution focused and it's not coming from a place of positive intent, the feedback is simply not going to land the way it was intended. The second thing, I love this one, is an acronym. Yes, I love a good acronym. So I want you to always remember HALT. Don't give feedback when you're hungry, you're anxious, you're lonely, or you're tired. If any of those emotions or situations is present at a time when you're asked or you want to give feedback, just halt. Press pause, don't do a thing, because the feedback is simply not gonna land again with the spirit of positive intent that I know you want it to. So just remember, halt. Hungry, anxious, lonely, or tired, don't even think about giving the feedback. Then there are those times when we really want to give feedback to somebody because maybe they're just a wackadoo and you feel like, oh my gosh, you're such a wackadoo, it's distracting, I want to give you feedback just in case you didn't know you were a wackadoo. Chances are if somebody's wacky, they probably know they're wacky, and that's probably a personality trait versus a behavior. So make sure if you're giving feedback, it's really focused on the behaviors that a person is exhibiting versus something that is true to their personality. Because essentially that person is very likely to come back at you and say, yeah, that's who I am. So if you're giving me feedback that says I need to change who I am intrinsically, that's a bit challenging. And that's not going to be feedback that's going to land, again, with the spirit of positive intent that I know you want it to. So feedback about a person's inherent personality traits, probably not going to be the most effective area to focus on when it comes to feedback. Now the last one actually just happened to me maybe within the last month or so, where a peer of mine asked me about a coworker and I shared my observations, and she said, you know, you should really give her feedback on that. And I didn't give the feedback. And I didn't give the feedback because of this exact reason that I'm going to share with you. If a person has gotten a lot of feedback lately, it may not be worth it for you to lay another piece of feedback right on top of that person. It really may push them over the edge. So I think an important part of knowing when not to give feedback is knowing whether or not other people have given someone similar feedback in the very recent past, because it just may be feedback overload and none of us wants to hear the same thing 10 different times from 10 different people. So if lots of feedback has been given recently, you may want to refrain from giving feedback at that particular moment. Alright, so if you are digging this video, here's what you do. You like it and you share it. You never know how this video share is going to positively impact somebody's life and their career. And if you feel like you need a little bit more Adwoa in your life, then please do head over to the site that's listed right here and sign up for our email updates. That way, you never miss out on any of the new stuff that I drop, and I do drop some things exclusively and first to my email subscribers. The corporate world needs that unique gift that only you bring. So go out into the world today and act with conviction. Be courageous and live joyfully every single day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I cannot wait to see you again at the very next video.